change it to Al-AHWAZ. Just wondering, just about history. I wonder about the history.
The Ottomanian, they used to call it Ahwaz, yet
Used to call it Al-AHWAZ.
they
At the
used
same time, Arabistan as well.
Yes, and they used to call it on the geography as Arabistan to mention the state that is not a Persian state. It's because some of the maps used to include it as a Persian state, yet they used to say this is an Arab land and should be called as a Arabistan, yet they used to, in their resources, they used to write Al-AHWAZ. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah, because just I thought, yeah, it's called Khuzestan, that's it, I just got confused. Sorry about that.
Thanks a lot, Farouk. Thanks for participating. Hamid, you why were you called Iran and Israel? That's just, some people would say you're crazy, you're out of your mind. Iran is fighting Israel.
No, I mean, since the last time I checked, I didn't see any Iranians trying to help they might be helping the Palestinians, maybe helping the Palestinians, but I've never heard of Iran attacking or going against Israel. All they do is talk and talk and talk, and they do nothing for the Palestinians or against the Israeli. Now what?
I sorry to interrupt you. I just got a text from Janine. Yeah, Janine saying Iran is using the Palestinian and the Iraqi people for its own interest. Yeah, that's what it says in the text. For its own interest, Iran helped Palestine to divide Palestinian group. Iran is Palestinian, is not supporting all Palestine, but a part of Palestine, a group of Palestinian to divide Palestinian. That's in the text. That's Janine. Yeah, go ahead. What would be your response?
Exactly, as Janine said. The thing that Iran is doing, it did the same thing with Iraq and it's continuing to do that, and now it's moved on to Palestine to do the exact same thing. For instance, in Iraq, who do you think started the split between the Shias and the Sunnis? It pretty much started with Iran, where they sent all the Shias there and to start attacking the Sunnis, and this split started to emerge out of nowhere. Now they're doing the same thing in Palestine. For instance, they have the back of Hamas and other Palestinian groups, and they are backing them up and helping them pretty much split up Palestine. We probably would see another Iraq in Palestine. The same thing of what America did to Iraq, Israel will do to Palestine. Now moving on to how Israel and Iran are the same. You see, what Iran has done to Ahwaz, the Ahwazi people, and what it continues to do is a crime that the world is turning a blind eye to. If Iran truly does want to have the Palestinians against the Israeli state, then why not send your rockets to Israel? If you are so sad for the Palestinians, send your rockets. If you're so heartbroken, then why do you continue to occupy Arab land and continue to kill the innocent people of Ahwaz?
Hamid, we just got a text asking us to have another side of the story. I would like to inform our listeners. We tried to contact the Iranian embassy to participate and tell us their view, yet they refused, and when we contacted them, they never replied. And also, we are more than happy to hear your point of view. If you just joined us, you are listening to Did You Know? We are discussing the forgotten land of Al-AHWAZ. Call us on 0121 772 8892 or text us on
07926843388. Hamid, I want to ask you, in your last article, No More Sunset, the river that once gave life now only takes it. No more fishing for the poor, no more sparkling river, and no more sunset. Why those lines? Why those choice of words?
In the article, I was referring to the Karun River in Ahwaz. It's one of the major rivers that go through Ahwaz and leads into the Arabian Gulf. Throughout the article, I spoke about the brief history of the river and the state that it was in and the state that it is in now. The reference to the sunset is that I see sunsets as something beautiful, and they pretty much there's nothing beautiful about the river Karun and the sun setting on it due to what Iran has done to it. It was during the 1925 occupation that the river Karun was almost destroyed. Dams were put up all over the river, totaling to 5 dams, amending the river's flow. The river was led into the Persian territory, only leaving the waste for the Arabs and the Arabs of Ahwaz. Almost all the sewers of Ahwaz were led into the river and pretty much polluting it with deadly chemicals that people died from.
Indeed. Hamid, what is your advice to the youth of the society, I mean the young people? What would be your advice to our listeners? Hamid, you're 16 years old. Just
my advice, well, I just want everyone out there to hear and know the truth, to know what is happening outside the doorsteps and not what is happening inside a box in their living rooms. I want them to turn off their televisions and to think for themselves. I want them to stop letting the media think for them. I want them to realize that there is a curtain that has been drawn over their eyes since the day they were born. I want them to stop listening to music for a minute and to switch off the televisions and to think, why are you here? What is our purpose? Where are we going? For the Muslim youth out there, I want you to remember Allah and to remember Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And one of the well-known hadith or quote of the Prophet is when he refers to the Muslims as one ummah and one body. Why is it that most of you knew nothing about Ahwaz until now? You should always know about your Muslim brothers that are being oppressed around the world. Remember our Prophet's mission. If he was to ask you what you have done for Islam, what would your answer be? Please people, be the Muslims the Prophet wanted you to be the humans you were born to be. Set the example and be the example. That's my advice.
Thank you very much, and thank you for our listeners. Thank you for listening, and thanks for everyone who we had an academic, humanitarian, and student, and activist. We had all these people on our show. Please, for the next week, we are discussing WikiLeaks.